Hi, and welcome to Take Time to Create. This is where we take time out of our everyday lives to create new and wonderful things. So if you remember a few weeks ago, maybe months ago, probably months ago, I've lost track of time, but I created this frame using fabric and acrylic paints, and I love this, but I want to show you how you can add more to it if you think that this is a little on the plain side. Some people think that this is enough, and I love this frame as is, and I think it's really pretty, but I do want to add a little bit more. I will link that video down below on how I created this frame in the first place, how I made the fabric texture on here, and how I painted it, and I love this, but I think we're going to add some more details to it. So the first thing we're going to do is take out the glass. There we go. And when you're doing this, any frame will work, but I do like to have a frame that has a little wider of an outside edge, and that's just so you can stick all your stuff in on there so that the fabric has somewhere to adhere, and it really shows off the really cool fabric. Okay, so what I think we're going to do is I want to add flowers and some metal elements, and it's really just all about just adding on. And how I'm going to do it is I think the best composition would be to add a little bit more on the top and come down the edges and a little bit in this corner, not as much. This will be a little more on the dramatic side. So modeling paste works really well. I'm going to use hot glue. That works as well. Anything that you can adhere it to, and I'm just using hot glue because it's nice and quick. I do enjoy hot glue, and it will stay. I did another one with hot glue and it's staying perfectly. So what I'm going to do is I'm also going to use flowers in the blue spectrum. So I've got some really pretty Prima flowers, but I'm going to pull in some accents as well because I don't want it just all blue. And I think I might pull in some white. I have some really cute white flowers that I will pull. I think the blue and white look really good together. And so that's the first step, is I'm just going to start adding flowers, and I'm also going to add some metal elements. I have these really cute little butterflies, and they're a bright silver color, and I think that goes well. And I have some silver flowers, and I just have a variety of little metal guys. So I am just going to add everything, and you really don't need to hear me talk through the whole thing. It's just adding those flowers, getting that composition. So I'm going to actually speed up the video, and so you can see how I'm placing it. And then after it's all placed, then we'll go on to the next step. So here we go. This should be really fun. All right, I think I've added all of the elements I want to add, and I did go ahead and add some Say It in Crystals by Prima, and I have an old necklace. It was a plastic beaded necklace, and I went ahead and cut that up to put some beads on there. And I did go ahead and add some of the clear art pebbles from Finnabar. Those are Prima marketing as well. I think it just adds a nice detail. So of course, if you like it like this, go ahead and leave it. What I want to do is add a little bit of paint so that the elements here will blend with the background. I didn't use white, I used off-white on my flowers because some of those flowers with the stripes, like this one down here, was an off-white rather than a white. So that's what I went ahead with. I have a little palette and I have some white gesso, and I just added some water because I really want a watered down white gesso. And I am just going to kind of highlight, dry brush some areas. Then I'm going to take some of the same paint that I painted the background with, and that is Finnabar, and it's the Sparks. It's the acrylic paint Sparks Magical Pond. One of my favorites, of course. I use it all the time. And we also have the Art Alchemy. This is Metallic in Midnight Sky. So I did use these two colors on the original. And I'm just going to add some white here and there, just because I really like that detail of white. So I'm taking my white gesso that I used earlier and I'm really diluting it, adding lots and lots of water, and I am just going to add some splashes. I'm adding this all over, and I'm feeling that it will, as I add this all over, I think it's really going to blend the two pieces together so that it works really well together. I never planned on adding these additional details. If I were to do it again, I would plan my fabric and my elements closer together, and I would make sure that my fabric really goes with my elements. And I mean, this worked out really well just because I tend to work in the same family groups. I tend to use the same things over and over again, like we all do. But if I were to do it again, and if you're going to do it at home and you want to do this step, go ahead and just plan it all together all at once. That really helps. The fabric, I forgot to mention, I got from Annie's Fabric Club, not sponsored, purchased it with my own money, but I really did like the fabric when I worked with it. It's beautiful, and so that's just something, if you're interested, where did I get it? Any cotton-based fabric will work. 100% cotton poly blend, those all work. Use old t-shirts, use old clothes if you want. Really, you can do anything. So let me finish splattering this whole thing and we'll finish up. And there we have it. This is the finished frame with all of the really pretty elements on it. And we started with that fabric base. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. You can find me online on my blog, on Instagram, and on Facebook. I do post up close photos of everything on Facebook and on my blog and on Instagram. So if you want to see more photos of this, or you want to see it up close or be able to pause it and really look at it, go check me out at those other places and you can get even more details. I do have two Instagrams. I have Take Time to Create and I have Linda's Journey 78. Take Time to Create is all of my crafty goodies. Linda's Journey 78 is just my other stuff, just random things. Feel free to follow me on both. I'd love to have you. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys next time.